Okay, so it is August 11th, 2020. We are about a week away from our trip to Mayo Clinic to see neurology. I really hope we make it there, money-wise and everything else. Just wanted to check in, I guess. I'll probably be doing a few of these leading up to what's going on down there, probably from there, kind of where my head is at. I'm still having pretty persistent headaches, and sensations, stuff like that. They're not going away. Sleeping, I've been sleeping more, I think, because it's easier to be asleep than it is to be awake. I often lay there for a while, a good hour and a half or so before I actually get up to, have breakfast and clean up, and I take as long as I can, because it's just not enjoyable being physically active. I mean, I was doing good for about a month and a half, fighting through it and making sure I got, my steps in and my, goals that I set for myself, just to stay somewhat active so I didn't just sit here all the time and just, right around the 1st, of August, it just kind of started going downhill. I've been a little, I went from doing like 10,000 steps a day down to, now to like 5,000, 2,000 maybe. Any physical activity now, it's too much to really do a whole lot with. I mean, I sit here for a while and I think I'm okay, and then, it's, I get this kind of looming confidence over my, kind of hovering over me, like, okay, well, I feel good enough, I can, go for a walk or go outside, or, and almost immediately I feel the, ramifications of doing that. So, it's definitely put me in a different place than, going back a year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm more in terms of where I was after my initial trip to the ER in 2017 than I was, at this time in 2019. I figured by that point it pretty much stabilized, and I was just gonna have to live with the things I did in my body, and I wasn't gonna necessarily go back to the way it was before. So I'd been the same for so long. It'd vary from, a little bit, but I wasn't gaining anything like radically new or anything. It wasn't ridiculous symptoms just popping up out of nowhere, or different feelings or anything like that. It was pretty much the same for a solid year and a half or so. So when January rolled around this year, when it really just, for whatever reason, it decided to ramp up each month and a half or so, it's like it feels like something different, something new, like it's evolving to some, to more. And it's hard to explain that, when you have something with your nerves, neurologically, it's not always a pain. It's not always like a, something you can physically describe very well, because you're so conditioned to be like, oh, I broke my arm, or my chest hurts, or my head hurts, or you know I sprained my ankle, or my just it's so easy when you have like a pain you can describe, and it's not like a sensation that you're feeling that isn't normal. And especially when it involves your whole body and things that your body's doing. You can feel things in your blood, you can feel things in organs that you would never be able to feel otherwise. um, it gets pretty hard to keep it just in your head, and it's hard not to make it about anxiety sometimes, because you start getting worried, like, this is not how my body should be feeling. you know and I do agree, it's with some doctors that came right out and just said, oh, this is just your anxiety, and it manifests in different ways. I won't deny that 100%. I'll just you know I honestly believe that it's not just about the anxiety causing the symptoms, but it's just my anxiety reacting to how my body is feeling, and not getting answers, not knowing how to describe it to people. The feeling of going to a new doctor and having to start from scratch, trying to tell them, explain to them, so and while they're giving me this weird look, like, okay, it's harder. It's harder than just sitting down with like a family friend, or a loved one, and trying to explain to them, because they're listening to you. They have they have feelings for you. They care about you. So with the doctors, they're just like, oh, okay. You get so many people come in with, a lot of hypochondriacs come in. A lot of people over exaggerating, and instead of most doctors actually caring that something's going wrong with you, they just, they got a set list of questions, and tests that they'll do for everybody that comes in. And I hope, by going somewhere where it's considered the best neurology, department in the country, in Rochester, I hope that helps. I hope they actually listen, take notes, and go further than just, okay, well, we did our test and we didn't find anything, so you can try your opinion, getting a different opinion somewhere else. So I really hope that if we make it there, we get something. Because if we don't, I'm gonna tell you, I'm just tired. I'm tired of sitting at home. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of having to make sure I have my ID on me every time, my medication on me every time I leave the house, just to make sure, if something happened to me. I'm tired of not being able to work. I'm tired of not being able to go to, things I should be able to go out to eat. I've spent my last 2 birthdays sitting at home. I've spent, Emma's vacation she took, I ended up sitting home because I couldn't physically have the wherewithal to get up and leave the house and feel safe. I'm tired of not being able to ride in a car. I'm tired of not being able to do pretty much anything that most people just take for granted. And I'm tired of not having answers. I just want to have something that I can say here. If it's something that, you know, can help me financially, something that can help me, like, anything. We don't like living the way we're living right now. You know, it's stressing both of us out way more, you know, way more than it should. For good reason. But I just feel that we're taking it pretty hard, and it's just not what I wanted. And I hope that we can make it there and get some semblance of something, because I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't. You know, we're trying to raise some money to go there, so hopefully that it's for being down about it. You know, I don't want my decisions from years ago to be bringing anybody else down still. You know, if I'm going to live another 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it won't be like this. I'm not going to be able to sustain this thing I have going that long. You know, some days I'm amazed I get it through the day, let alone having to think 6 months from now, a year from now. I can't plan that. And as much as I want to, I can't look to the future until I know. Even if it's something serious, even if it's something life-threatening or something that, you know, is incurable or something that they can't do anything about. I just need something. If I go to the best hospital in the country and they still look at me and tell me there's nothing wrong with you, that'll probably be my breaking point. And what that means, I don't really know. But I know I can't handle this much more than I already have. You know, financially we're shot. Everything's riding on Emma's job. And I'm still employed there. But I can't go back, you know, until I have a hold of this, till I have something. You know, I don't want just more medication from my doctor. I don't want more Band-Aids. I'm 31 years old. And everything that they've shown me, that they've done of me, it's just like, oh, you're in good health. On paper, I'm in perfect health, which just baffles me. Because if I could trade anybody, give them an hour of what this feels like, and then you start telling me how crazy I am. This is kind of going on a long time. I didn't mean for this to be this long, but just to get some of my thoughts out there, and hopefully we have some better news next time around. I know I'll probably make some side videos, you know, in case of emergency, you know, in case the worst happens kind of videos. I know it's not a happy, cheery thing to hear, but, you know, preparation, in case worse does happen. I like to leave some things for, people to look at on here. Yeah. It's gonna be a long week. I don't know if we're gonna make it there or not, money-wise. Pretty scared about flying on a plane. I've never done that, and feeling this way. I know it's only a few hour flight, but it's still. I'm stressed out about that. I'm not so stressed out about the appointments. It's just the money and the time we're spending there, and the unfamiliarity of everything. But mainly the flying, because I don't know. I can barely handle driving in a car for more than a few minutes, so I don't know how I'm going to handle an airplane. But it's the only option we have. It's the most expensive, but it's the only way we have. So hopefully I get some better news, or news in general, I guess. I'll probably do another video before we leave on the 19th, if we leave, I guess. It's all up in the air right now, but I wanted just to leave this video for now, if I don't do another one. Till then, signing off. Have a good one, everybody.